Hey there, you guys. Welcome back. Well, it's that time again, and it's the end of the month. And, well, what is it today? It is August, I don't know, 25th, I think? I don't know. So it's the August tour. I can't believe how fast time is flying by. It's ridiculous. So this is the backyard, and just wanted to start the video here because this, what is it, BLC Bouillon d'Oro, I believe it is. I lost the tag. It's downstairs somewhere. I don't know, but it's flowering again. This thing is a beautiful orchid that just keeps on going. Maybe we'll do a video on it just specifically, just to look at it and take it all in. I remember when I repotted it, I got some, well, one especially, kind of a nasty comment saying that I've killed the plant and I repotted it at the wrong time. I used way too deep of a pot, and it went on and on and on. There's a lot of people out there that only see one way to grow things, and there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with the alternative. Repot when you want to repot. Of course, spring and summer is probably the best time, or spring is the best time, but whenever you have time, your plants are going to forgive you. They might sulk for a bit, but don't let anybody tell you you can't. If the plant dies, well, maybe you shouldn't have, but they're a lot more forgiving than we want to let on that they are. And some plants are much more specific in their care guidelines, granted, but so many are so easy once you get their care down. Very forgiving, like I said. So anyway, let's get on with the tour, and look at that beautiful nasturtium in the background too. It's things I take for granted, seeing everything day to day. Yeah, I'm not very impressed with the garden this year. It's been such a strange year. Every year is a strange year, but it has been not a terrible year. So some things are doing well, some things aren't doing well, and we'll just take a quick overview of it. Hopefully it's not too long. I do need to get to work. Gotta pay the bills. Anyway, let's just tootle around. So I haven't really shown this area over the summertime. It is just a mass of pots, things that I bring outside that don't have a space in the garden, but I want to have get a little bit better light. And yeah, I did a video on this one a few weeks ago, and it is the Vanda orchid in bloom. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, it's so pretty. And then I've got the orchid down below it, the BLC. And then I've got other orchids here that aren't doing so great. They've had infestation of pests. Mostly scale insect, yeah, scale. And then we've got this cinnamon tree. I don't know, this might not make it into the house this year. I'm not that I'm disappointed with it. It has scale, and I've been trying to keep up with it, but it just keeps getting it. Right now it doesn't seem to have any, but the second I take it inside, it's just going to get overwhelmed, and it's going to get really sticky. And I don't know, I really don't have the space. I need to edit my collection. Things that are doing really, really well, and maybe in time I'll get another one if I decide to get rid of that one. But right now, I don't know if it's going to make the cut. But the fun thing that's happening right now is the Amorphophallus bulbifer is finally just putting out a leaf. I wish that it did it sooner, because it's going to be soon to come in, and I will have to give it a spot with light until the leaf dies down. And I've got a new growth here. I'm not sure whether this is a flower or if that is a leaf. There's something strange about it. I feel like it could be a flower, which will be really exciting. So yeah, that's the Amorphophallus bulbifer. And then I've got some more Amorphophalluses over here. This one was supposed to be a peonifolia, but it is not. It has a small, slender white flower. And then we've got the konjac down here that just grows like crazy. And then we haven't looked at this one in a few seasons, or I guess this year, really. And it is the bougainvillea that we are pruning into a standard. As you can see, it looks like a standard, looks like a lollipop. It hasn't been growing very well. I gave it some more fertilizer. The leaves are still quite yellow, so we'll see. Maybe I need to give it a little bit more nitrogen to green up those leaves. It doesn't look like it's chlorotic. It doesn't show the veining. It's just they're yellowing. So we'll see. There is a deficiency somewhere. It might be just a nitrogen thing. Maybe I'll try a foliar fertilizer. Any suggestions would be great. I've got the little Hoyas growing along the fence in small pots. Maybe one time we'll do a little Hoya update. The tower garden, the green stalk tower garden, is just doing amazing. Many things are finishing off for the season, like the beans. The beans, I will save some of these seeds so that I can grow them next year. And then we've got the this is more of the full sun. Hopefully the sun flare is not going to be too much of a bother. I've got Hoyas and I've got cactus and I've got succulents on this this rack. It gets more sun. And look at this beautiful Hoya macrophylla new leaf. Oh, it's so pretty, so pretty. And then, oh, there's a lot on here, but not a lot to note really. So we'll just keep going on. I can't remember what this one is. I think down here, this Hoya, I think this is an Australis. And look at the new leaf on there. That surprised me the other day. It's funny, they don't grow and then they do. And then it just surprises you how fast they grow. So yeah. And then let's go over to the other side here. This side isn't doing as great, but some things are doing not so bad. This is the aeroids, so this one gets a little bit of morning sun for about an hour or two in the morning, but just morning sun. And then after that, it gets shaded. By 10 o'clock, it's completely shaded. And some things are doing well. I've got this Hoya imbricata. It's putting out a little bit of new growth. Down here we have some leaves. I need to come in and get all this sorrel out. Yeah, I was hoping that it would grow a little bit faster, but I'll let it do its thing. There's this growth that's coming around the corner and hasn't produced any leaves yet. Hopefully it will soon. We've got the Pastazanum growing in amongst the Gloriosum, and they're looking beautiful. I've got a bunch of different types of Alocasia. I think this one's Silver Dragon. Then I think that this is an Alocasia Wenti, I believe. And then Superbum, Ananthurium Superbum. And the Philodendron Sprucianum, or the, I can't remember, Thematophyllum Sprucianum, or Philodendron Goldii. There, I got it. And then we got a Begonia maculata, and we've got a Philodendron violin, yellow violin, a pink dragon, Alocasia. There's just so much to see. And then we got some carnivorous plants. This is a Nepenthes. And then this variegated whalefin Sansevieria has a new growth starting. It looks so awkward down there. Ugh, I just noticed that yesterday, so I thought I'd throw that in as of something of note. Okay, so let's check out this garden. Let's do a pan around, and we're gonna see here that banana is doing beautifully, and this tree, the Twisted Baby. We'll check it out from the other side of the garden so you can take it all in. It's so big. I got it last year, as you remember, and I was able to fit it in my car. And I could not do that now. It's bigger than my car. I can't believe how much it's grown. It's only supposed to be 12 to 15 feet tall, and it's easily 12 feet tall now, and it's only been 2 seasons. So shame on them for telling me a size that is clearly not correct. Usually the sizes are after 10 years of growth. The banana, the end set is looking pretty good. Everything's just a little bit yellowy, which is a shame. Moving around, this Japanese maple, the full moon Japanese maple, is looking a little bit crispy. Could also be because of the season coming in. This, what is it? The forest pansy redbud is looking so bad this year. At first I thought it was not enough sun. Oh, there's a hummingbird. Is it going to come in? Right by the back feeder by the banana, there's a hummingbird on the feeder back here. They love to come over here. So anyway, back to this. At first I thought it was too much water, and now I'm thinking it might be not enough water, but when I take the water meter, it shows as wet back there, so I don't want to water. But after a good rain, we got these new growths. We'll come up a little bit closer, and they're looking much nicer. So I don't know what's happening. Oh, did you hear the hummingbird? It's like a big bumblebee racing by. We've been harvesting tomatoes. We've been making some sauce from this one and from a couple at the side of the house as well. So anyway, yes, back to the tour. we're going around here. We got this banana is finally started to grow. And then this contorted larch is, it doesn't, to me, it doesn't feel like it's gotten very big. But then when I think about how big it was when I brought it home, it's massive now. It's doing so well. I think it was about 2 feet above the fence. Like it was a wisp that went 2 feet above the fence, and now it's probably 5 feet above the fence. It's amazing how these things are growing so quickly. The Colocasia fontanense is doing so well in its little pot. What are they? Plumerias are doing really good. This one is surprising me. We'll get a little closer in a second. This one here I thought was going to do better, but it's not. It's just kind of a little lollipop. Again, we'll get a little closer in a second. And the trumpet vine has been such a food source for the hummingbirds. They just love it. We can sit there on the couch, which you've never seen open. We sit there on the couch on the weekends, and like the hummingbirds get to be just a foot or two away from us, and it's pretty amazing. It's outstanding. And look at this beautiful hydrangea. Oh, I don't know what it is. I think it might be a macrophylla, but it's just lovely. So the new things that happened in the garden is I planted this Viburnum. What is it? It's a Korean spice Viburnum, but there's a cultivar name. Let me see what it is. Spice Baby. So reminds me of Spice Girls. So anyway, I can't wait for that in the spring. It's a typical snowball bush where it has the tight snowballs of flowers, and they're very fragrant, and they come out kind of pink and then go to white. So that's beautiful. Look at that hydrangea. Oh, it's so pretty. I love how it's got the mixed of colors. We've got the purple and the pink. It's so pretty. I love this one, how it's got the purple to blue. Oh, amazing. And then over here is a Xanthosoma Lime Zinger, looking so good. And it's a little small, but I did start fresh because over the winter time my garage got down to 0 degrees. And for whatever reason, these had a little bit of moisture on them, and or my old ones, and they were all rotten. So I got a new one. And look at this beautiful flower. All of these honeysuckle flowers. It's amazing how long this flowers for. Oh, I've got to trim it back in a few days. Look at the beautiful little berry that's growing in here. I didn't realize that it was going to seed. So I'll have to watch for little babies popping up. So let's get this out of the way. Look at this beautiful plumeria. There are no inflows on this. I need to try to fertilize a little bit more frequently. To be honest, I'm not as good at my fertilizer game as I once was. I used to be out here every other week at least fertilizing, but life has gotten so busy. I don't know what has happened, but life has gotten really, really busy. And I haven't had a chance to do it. Maybe it's just too hot. And then I don't want to be outside, but anyway, this is amazing. Look at that. This is one of the ones that I grew from seed a few years back, probably 6 or 7 years now, and look at it, it's just beautiful. And it's in a pot filled with petunias. And then this one is not doing as well, but it's still doing okay. The leaves are much smaller. Every one is a little bit different. It would be funny if this one was starting an inflow. I don't see an inflow, but I wish this one was more branched. I actually thought this one, because of all the branches, the leaves would be smaller and it would be a less significant plant. So originally I didn't even choose that. The one that I put there just stalled out, and I don't know whether it survived. I think it survived, but it was just very slow to come to. And it's just amazing. I love it. I love it. I need to pick 2 or 3 of my favorite plumerias to have growing in the garden, and the rest of them I'm just going to get rid of. I have a bunch. Again, look at that beautiful contorted larch. And then we've got the Roscoa back behind the larch. This is it's in the ginger family, the Roscoa purpurea, that Rachel from Gardening at Duenza recommended. And I can't believe it's doing well. Let's hope that it gets through the winter and grows here next year. It's hardy to my zone. But it's just hardy to my zone. I think it's hardy to 6B, and I am 6B. So if we get a hard winter, it might not come back. But let's cross our fingers. And then this is the canna, what was it called? I can't remember. Oh, there's a tag here. African sunset. Oh, look at how beautiful those leaves are. Ah, I can't even get over that. Oh, so that is, you saw the new thing, the Korean spice Viburnum. This is the new growth that happened after we got torrential rains, and look at, they're so nice and dark, and then these ones are just so not so nice. The tree looks very thin. It's not growing so well. It's not dropping leaves. If you know what is causing this, I think it's just soil related. I think that it sits in water for too long and maybe gets a little bit of root rot, and then as it dries out in the summertime, it kind of corrects itself. So I don't know. Let me know what you think the problem is. I think it's water stress. And I need to get in here and clean things out. As you can see, we've got all kinds of dead flower debris in there on the daylilies, also on some hostas. And then this canna lily, the Petora, is looking amazing. I need to come in and cut off some of the spent flowers. The spent flower I can't even talk. Flower spikes. We got one here and here just to clean it up a wee bit. And then this clematis just recently started blooming a few weeks ago. Look at this. Look at those flowers. I'm not sure what variety this is. There used to be a second one in bloom, but it looks like it's only the one so far. The other one should have some more flowers coming. Hopefully that's those buds there. It was a darker purple with, it looked like this one. Let me just move the camera here. It was this one that was in flower as well. The Alocasias are finally starting to come into growth. Took them a little bit long to get there. I'm not sure whether this is stress from the weather, too much water, I'm not sure, but this poor little ginkgo biloba troll, the witch's broom ginkgo, I think it might be toast. I might move it into another location where it gets a little bit drier conditions, but it's not doing so well. But it went yellow and then it dropped all its leaves, so it could just be it's going into its fall dormancy. But it seems very early. I trimmed all of these petunias back because they got too big and hid the geraniums. Like, they got really tall, and ever since trimming them way back, I trimmed them back really hard because I wanted to see the geraniums, and they haven't really bounced back from that. So that was pretty bad. But I'm going to be switching these out for the fall. I'm going to put some fall plants in here. And make it look a little bit nicer, yeah, the baskets look a little ragged. I'm not happy with those. Next year I'm not going to plant geraniums with petunias because the petunias will get way too big, like this one. See how you can't even see the geranium? It's a real mess, and I've given up on them. I haven't been trimming them. I haven't been doing anything with them, so they're icky. There's the Japanese maple. Looking a little bit sad. It's put on some decent growth this year, but it's not very happy. It's probably the soil. It's been there for a few years, so it should have worked out its kinks or died. So it's probably still adjusting. The zinnias next to it are so pretty, and then the flowering onion, the Allium millennium, is so beautiful. Next to it is what is that? Alocasia lutea. Oh, it's so pretty. I think it's Mycorrhiza lutea. And then I've got some more clematis growing up the fence. These ones were supposed to be in bloom. Looks like they're going to start flowering again. Looks like some small buds at the tips. It's a late bloomer, mid-summer to late summer, I guess, into the fall bloomer, like a Jackmanii type. And it got eaten off by some little rodents. We now have some chipmunks in the mix. So I moved this Weigela over, the variegated Weigela. It used to be over here, but now that is another Viburnum. This one is a Viburnum. Oh, what is it called? We'll get over there and we'll look it up. Double file Viburnum. So this is a big variety of double file Viburnum. I'll put a photo of what it's supposed to look like in the video now, and it's going to be beautiful. It kind of reminds me of a Snow in the Summer Spirea, by which it has, by all of the leaf nodes, they're going to have flowers and they're raised up above the leaves. So it's not like a typical Viburnum, which is like a snowball bush. So it's going to look so beautiful. And this one I think gets about 10 feet tall, or maybe 8 feet tall and 10 feet wide. But it has that layered look like a pagoda dogwood. So I'm very excited about that. So there is the banana, the NSET banana. And we've got the Salvia underneath. This Salvia is probably at least 4.5 feet tall. It's incredible. I need to trim this leaf off. This is such a gross leaf. The only problem with this Salvia is it has not flowered. It's supposed to have red flowers, which would be kind of weird against the beautiful green leaf, the yellowy green leaf. But I don't know. I bought the Salvia to get some Salvia flowers, and it hasn't bloomed. Same with the ones in the front. Oh, the hummingbirds have drinking the whole thing. I don't know. So I got to come out here and fill it up. I've got more here. I fill them up each week. I should be filling them up more frequently because once they get cloudy, you need to redo them. And the bees love it. So anyway, enough about that. Back to the garden. I need to fill up those hummingbird feeders. More Alocasias. Too little too late for me. They're finally starting to grow. They're doing well. But it's so late in the season, they're not going to get on much size, but at least they're growing. The roses are doing pretty good. Need to come out here and fill up the bird baths as well. But look at this Viburnum. What is this one called? Oh, where's the tag? Oh, I'm not sure. I can't read the tag right now. It's a Viburnum tomentosum. But look at that. It's going to be so nice. When I got it, the leaves were a little bit yellow. I planted it in the ground and they greened up fairly quickly, so it just needed to find a home. I can't wait for it to grow. And we've got some, what are these? Gladiolas in bloom. They're such pretty color. Oh, I love it. They've tipped over. That's all right. Whatever. And then we've got this Alocasia. I wish that they grew from the top, but they grew from the base. And then we're going to look back at this twisted baby Robinia. It's so amazingly big. Look at how big this is. The birds love it. I love it. Everybody loves it. It's just so cool. I was going to prune off this branch because this branch was down here. And overnight, it must have heard us saying we're going to prune it. And it rose up this season, and now you can walk under it. I don't know what this tree's all about. It's amazing. I need to check and see if there's any seeds that we can harvest to maybe get some babies of it. But yeah, so that is the backyard. Hopefully you enjoyed this tour. Hopefully I showed you everything. There's still a lot more to see, but that is what the garden looks like right now in August. It's going to be time to start cleaning up the yard and getting ready for winter, but hopefully we still have a couple more months left. This is the last month of the hot weather, so September we start to cool down at the night times, so the tropicals won't grow as quick, but still more to see. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this tour. So stay tuned for the front yard tour in another video, and until next time, you guys, happy growing.